Welcome to another episode of this vlog where we talk tech news with my friend Rancy, or Ranchi, whatever you want to call it. Some of the latest news this week includes Intel announcing the AI Accelerator that is going to be competing against NVIDIA H100. They first introduced its Gaudi 3, which is the AI Accelerator last year, but they've lately released some recent specs and stats that are going to be much faster and potentially much more affordable than the NVIDIA H100. On the press release, Intel has said that the Intel Gaudi 3 delivers 50% on average better inference and 40% on average better power efficiency than the NVIDIA H100 at a fraction of the cost. Intel also announced that the Gaudi 3 will have availability on the original equipment manufacturers, including Dell Technologies, Hewlett-Packard Enterprises, Lenovo, and Supermicro. And that's going to be broadening the AI data center market offerings for enterprises. And they also announced new Intel Gaudi Accelerator customers and partners, including companies like Bosch and IBM and many others that will be taking on this new Intel AI Accelerator, which is going to be big news if it's going to be a lot cheaper than the NVIDIA H100, because then eventually those things that are with enterprises eventually make it to the general market. That's my guess. But let's move on to the next news. But Sennheiser has finally started to ship the new headphones, earbuds that actually do more than just listen to music. And this is something that I'm really interested in because I used to work in the fitness profession. I used to be a personal trainer. So these headphones can track your heart rate and can track your body temperature while you wear them. So that's a new thing with this new Sennheiser earbuds. So they're called the Sennheiser Momentum Sports Earbuds. They were first announced at CES in 2024, so the CES just gone by, but then now they're starting to ship them and you can actually buy them right now. You can find them on Amazon for $329 in the US, or you can find them in the UK on Amazon again for £279, which is up there with the prices with some of the earbuds like the Sony XM5s, the earbuds versions, not the big over earphones. And obviously you have the Bose, they're usually £300 to £350 for the in-ear versions of their earbuds. But obviously the Bose earbuds and the Sony earbuds, any of them don't do what the Momentum Sport earbuds do, which is track your heart rate and track your body temperature. They have the similar sensor that's used on smartwatches like the Apple Watch, Garmin watches and stuff like that within the earbuds, and they can track your heart rate while you use them for working out, which is what I'm guessing these earbuds will be used for. The Power Bipolar, which is a brand that is very big in the fitness space, usually in the endurance space. So a lot of cyclists, marathon runners, ultra runners use their watches and the chest straps to track their heart rates incredibly accurate with all the zones and all that stuff. So they have that technology and they power bipolar to use within the app. I think we might see more earbuds with these sort of functions coming up because I like smartwatches. I don't mind them, but I don't use them on a day-to-day basis, and I'm not going to buy a smartwatch to just use them to work out. Having an earbuds where I can just use them to work out, because I usually use a lot of earbuds to work out. Currently I just use my AirPods Pro, but if I could use these ones where they sound really good and they also do more than just sound while tracking my heart rate while I do workouts, that'll be quite a game changer, which I wouldn't mind. We might get in the upcoming months a new iPad Air and a refresh on the iPad Pro, to the point that it's a different design, potentially different chip on the iPad Air and other things that, well, let's talk about it right now. One of the main changes for the iPads are going to come to the iPad Air. It's going to be a slight refresh. People think, and it's probably going to happen, that the iPad Air will get M2 chip, maybe the M3, probably the M2. And they're going to have a potential new iPad Air to come in the bigger specs, basically. So currently we only have the 10.9 inch iPad Air, which is basically an 11-inch display, but then we might also get an extra option for a 12.9 inch. So basically the same as the iPad Pro. So now on the iPad Pro, we have the smaller iPad Pro and the larger iPad Pro. So we will get exactly the same, but with the iPad Air. You get the same iPad Air, the smaller one, and then now you get a slightly bigger version at a fraction of the cost compared to the larger iPad Pro, because everybody likes bigger displays, including myself. With the iPad Pro, we're still going to have the same two sizes. They're just going to be slightly thinner, and they're going to have slightly thinner bezels as well, because Apple is going to be going into the most advanced technology for OLED that is currently at the moment, that allows for internals to be slightly smaller, which means we're going to have a slightly thinner display and a slightly bigger display within the iPad. Same kind of like factory product, basically, or same size, but slightly slimmer bezels, which means a slightly larger display within the same kind of like architecture. But obviously all of these updates are going to come with a slightly price increase, going from $799 to potentially $1,000 with this 11-inch, and for the 12.9 inch is going to go from $1099 to potentially $1299 to £1,300 or dollars in this case. But the pricing is interesting because that larger iPad Pro is going to be basically the same price as a MacBook Air, if not more expensive. So yeah, some not tough purchasing decisions are going to come, but it's whether or not you should get a laptop or you should get an iPad. I don't know. And to finish off with today's news, another leak for the Pixel 8a phone has been leaked, as many of the others, because Google is not great at keeping anything secret. So it got leaked again. This phone, the Pixel 8a, which is the budget version of the Pixel 8 and the Pixel 8 Pro, it's meant to be released and announced at the Google I/O event in May. So some of the things that we can see from the Pixel 8a is that it has a matte finish at the back instead of a glossy finish like the 7a. It's also rumored to have a 6.1 inch display at the front with bezels no bigger than they was on the Pixel 7a. They also have a slightly rounder or more rounded, more pronounced roundness on the corners and on the bezels opposed to the Pixel 7a. And it's going to potentially be equipped with a Google Tensor G3, 120Hz display, which is a bump up from the 90Hz display that the Pixel 7a had. And it's still going to have the same camera sensor for 64 megapixels. So those are the latest things that we found out from the Pixel 8a. And again, we might see other leaks coming up because Google doesn't keep anything secret apparently when it comes to their devices. But that is all from me today. Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more tech news coming up. I'll see you on the next one.